Game Boy, NES, Super Nintendo, 3 consoles, 1 game. Let's go. Hey everybody, what is going on? Your boy HGR here. Back for another Console Wars video. And this time I picked Cool World. If you don't know what Cool World is, it's it was actually a movie that came out back in early 90s. It was 1992. It's a weird movie. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of like, if I remember right, the guy, he had like a comic strip or a cartoon, kind of like a Gangster Land cartoon, and he got drunk, fell asleep, and ended up in his cartoon. And then one of the tunes in there was trying to get out and become a real person, and it was real. The way they had to do it was kind of weird. I don't want to give away the plot, but anyway, they did that. They got out, they were loose, and then the rest of the movie was them trying to get them back into the cartoon. So anyway, the movie wasn't that great, but apparently good enough to spawn some video games, like most of the movies back in the 90s. So that's where we got these 3 games right here. First up, Cool World on the Game Boy. This one, it's really weird. It's like a single level kind of challenge game. Like the levels change kind of like mazes. And I think you have to kill all the enemies. I haven't figured it out. I got stuck on this first stage. Ain't quite know what to do. But from the looks of it, if you played it farther than me, then hey, good for you. But if you don't know how the Console Wars work, give 3 games, 1 game, 3 consoles, and we vote for which one's your favorite, everything but graphics. So anyway, this, like I said, this is Cool World on the Game Boy. Like I said, not much to it. I'd say it's a platformer, but it's kind of more like a puzzle game, but I think you have to defeat all the enemies to move on. So if this one gets your vote, number 1 down in the comments below. Alright, next up, Cool World on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So this one is more like a kind of standard platformer. Kind of reminds me of Narc in the way that you play it. But you start off with no weapons or anything. You have to dodge everything. And the first weapon you get is a pen. And that's kind of how the movie was. All he had was his pen, but you could draw stuff during the movie. And that's kind of how this works. You get your pen and your ink, and you got bombs. You get erasers. So you go through the game, try to get through it. I don't exactly know what the plot of this is. I haven't played this one very much, but controls are pretty good. The hit detection is kind of wonky. But if this one gets your vote, number 2 down in the comments below. Alright, next up, Cool World on the Super Nintendo. And this one is kind of like a platformer mixed with a kind of RPG, because this one, a lot of platforming, but you have to find like weapons. Like your first weapon is an extended hand, kind of like Roger Rabbit, but you get that as your first weapon. Then there's a store. You can buy upgrades and buy more items, and then you get candy, I think, that you use as money. And you get nickels, like a lot of nickels in this game. And then, like, if an enemy comes up, they'll come up and be like, a nickel or your life. You know, basically, if you say, and it says yes or no. If you say yes, you give them a nickel, you go on. If you say no, they're basically right there on the street, put dynamite, strap it to you, and blow you up. And you lose a life and keep on playing. So it's kind of funny, but this Super Nintendo version is the one that I played the most. And probably, you know, at that time Super Nintendo was out, so I wasn't really worried about getting NES games. But I rented this one. I did play it the most because I'm probably one of the few people that actually like the movie. So getting to play the game was kind of cool. And I don't remember a lot about this game. I did play a little bit of it for this video, but it's kind of hard. Once you get used to it, it's not that bad, but you got to play through it. It's a totally different experience probably than anything you've ever played before. So, but anyway, if you like this one gets your vote. It's number 3 in the comments below, and we'll catch y'all at the next one. Okay, so here we are, all 3 of them in a row. Cool World on Game Boy, Cool World on NES, and Cool World on Super Nintendo. So leave your vote in the comments below, and like I said, at the end of the month we will tally up the 3 games. For December 19, it is Micro Machines, Tom and Jerry and Cool World, if I remember that correctly. And like I said, leave your votes and check at the end of the month. We'll have the results video and the winner. Thank you guys for watching as always. I'll catch y'all at the next one. Peace.